You know you've made it when you can afford to buy your mom a house. Memphis-born rapper Pooh Shiesty is one of the hottest up-and-coming rappers in the game right now, thanks to tracks like Main Slime Remix and Shiesty Summer. Shiesty has cornered the market on airy beats that pair nicely with his powerful delivery and slick production. Over the last year, he's racked up millions of streams and has definitely secured himself the bag. Pretty impressive for a kid who earned a whole ton of his success while maintaining his independent status. And I mean, how many artists can say they have their face on a $100 bill? Well, actually, there's quite a few. They do that at parties a lot. Shiesty isn't playing around. He's busy spending his money on some extremely on-brand purchases like this beauty of a whip, the Lamborghini Urus. And he's also been spotted with some of the coolest ice draped around his neck.
Know what's going on, man? This self-explanatory. Brr, big brr.
But for my money, the most on-point purchase he made recently were these ferocious pit bull pups he picked up a few months ago. Terrifying things.
Yeah, Carolina bullet plug shit. Bam Bam Zay shit. Look at him.
Okay, ferocious was something of an oversell, but Shiesty's pet food bills are about to shoot through the roof the bigger those dogs get. Thankfully, he shouldn't have to worry about that too much thanks to his killer streams and views on DSPs like Spotify and YouTube, as well as his new record deal with Gucci's 1017 Records. Beyond that, Shiesty is also hip enough to know that musicians these days can make a killing on merch sales, especially if they're as viral as he is. Hey, what's going on, guys? Your boy Marlon Palmer back at it again with a brand new video, this time looking at the rich life of arguably 2021's biggest breakout star, Pooh Shiesty. I've actually got a one-on-one interview with Shiesty that we dropped in this updated before their famous video, so let's roll a clip from that. Do you know the love that you're getting in other countries as well?
Yeah, I'm getting hip to it now, but like I ain't trying to miss no beat nowhere. Like
you can check that out clicking the link down below. Also, our condolences go out to Pooh Shiesty and his family following the passing of his brother. Crazy to lose your bro at like a time you're winning so much. Our prayers go out to him. That couldn't be easy. Let's get into this video. We imagine that Pooh Shiesty's biggest payday to this point was when he signed to Gucci Mane's 1017 record in April of last year. At the time, Shiesty took to Instagram to post a photo of himself, repping some of 1017 swag and looking about as badass as he possibly could. It was reportedly Shiesty's hit track Main Slime that grabbed the attention of Gucci Mane and placed Shiesty firmly on his radar. The two then hooked up through Instagram DMs and began rolling with one another. Within a couple of months, Shiesty had been signed to 1017, and in June of 2020, he dropped his first single under the label's banner, Still Remember. As is typical with most record label contracts, hard numbers aren't available for how much Shiesty signed on the dotted line. Google results pull up an estimate net worth of $1 million, but it's impossible to know what this deal entails, and the information has been made public. It didn't take long for Pooh Shiesty to pop, March of 2020 to be precise. When Shiesty dropped Main Slime, that song blew up so quickly that it only took 2 months for a remix to hit the web featuring Moneybagg Yo and Take Keith. By the way, let us know if you guys want a before they're famous on Take Keith. We want to do that video. Thanks to that song, Shiesty found himself partnering up with 1017 Records, but his biggest hits were yet to come. A few months later, he teamed up with Lil Baby and Big 30 for the song Monday to Sunday. That video brought in over 50 million views on YouTube at the time of this recording and millions of streams over on Spotify as well. More recently, he released Back in Blood featuring Lil Durk in January of 2021, a song that would become his biggest overall success to date with another 100 million views on YouTube alone and killing it overnight on Spotify. With metrics like those, it's no surprise that Shiesty has quickly emerged as a standout presence on Gucci's roster, and his debut project, Shiesty Season, which debuted at number 4 on the US Billboard 200 with 62,000 album equivalent units in its first week of release. That might not be much as some of the other big names in the game, but considering Shiesty is more or less just getting started, those are some pretty respectable numbers. Again, when it comes to things like streams and views, hard numbers are hard to come by. But what I can tell you is what, generally speaking, artists make around $3,500 from Spotify for every million streams. So Back in Blood, Shiesty's most popular track on the Spotify service, could be bringing in around $70,000 from that one track alone. Listen, I'm not his accountant or his record label, just trying to give you an idea on how well this man is doing right now. I have no doubt that those numbers are only going to continue to climb higher and higher, increasing his overall net worth in the process. Before we check out how Shiesty likes to spend his money, there's one last revenue stream of his to look in on, and that's his merchandise sales. Shiesty, being the intelligent entrepreneur that he is, has managed to get in on this market with the help of 1017. If you head over to their main website, then access to the all Pooh Shiesty merchandise you could possibly want is one click away. Want a Shiesty season hoodie for only $45? They got you covered. Face mask for $15? They got that too. Alright, now let's move on to how Shiesty likes to spend all this cash. Everybody knows as a rapper, the ice game gotta be cold as hell. And Shiesty got one of the coldest. Whether he's posting about it on Instagram or traveling to Johnny Dang and Company to drop an absolute brick, Shiesty is never without some type of bling hanging from his neck. More often than not, you see him repping some 1017 pieces, but if I had to guess, I'd say those were probably gifted to him from Gucci or the label and not something he had to spend his own money on. And how about that blinding watch he was wearing in that clip as well? It's hard to tell exactly what kind it is from that brief glimpse, but with ice like that on, we're talking thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, believe it or not, Shiesty wasn't stopping by Johnny's for either of those things. Instead, he was looking to get himself a brand new set of grills. At another point in that video, Shiesty states that he's dropping $100,000 on this purchase, and I gotta say, it looks like it paid off. So what can you buy that pairs well with $100,000 worth of ice in your teeth? How about a brand new Lamborghini Urus? Because that's exactly what Pooh Shiesty did. It costs a minimum of $200,000 to afford a whip as nice as this one, and the Urus comes fully loaded with a 4.0 V8 engine and can reach a top speed of about 125 miles per hour. Couple that powerful engine with its angular design and the vehicle can go from 0 to 60 in just 3.6 seconds. With 4 doors, the Urus has a bit more room than your average Lambo. That's not the only whip in his collection. He was also gifted a slime green Jeep from Gucci. We talked about that on our other channel, Famous Fashion, so let's roll a clip from that.
Pooh Shiesty recently took to Instagram to show off his brand new lime green 2021 Jeep Trackhawk, purchased by Gucci Mane himself.
There's a ton more videos just like that one on Famous Fashion, so make sure you guys are subscribed and be sure to check it out. Shiesty recently picked up a new addition to his family. Now, I don't know if Shiesty was just buying one of these pit bulls or buying both of them, but either way, he would have dropped a pretty penny. Good breeders sell these types of dogs from anywhere between $2,000 to $20,000 per pup, so depending on how many dogs Shiesty went home with, he might have dropped between $5,000 to $40,000. He also gave his mom the ultimate gift with a brand new mansion. We don't know the exact details on this house. We're guessing it's in his native Memphis, but the place looks humongous.
Oh my God, ma'am. I'm moving tomorrow.
Before we head out, let's check out one last expense that Shiesty has to concern himself with: legal fees. Late last year, Shiesty turned himself into police after a payment meeting went horribly wrong.
Men from the vehicles eventually get out and meet, and then this. The man in the white shirt has a pistol. The man in the black sweatshirt has a longer gun, and at about the same time, they begin firing.
Shiesty and his crew had been meeting up with 2 other men to sell some J's and make a payment on a McLaren that Shiesty had been renting while buying some weed at the same time. Things broke down for reasons unknown and shots ended up getting fired. The 2 men who were there to deal with Shiesty ended up being admitted to the hospital with gunshot wounds, and Shiesty fled the scene, leaving behind a Louis Vuitton bag with $30,000 in cash. When police arrived, they were able to track the bills to Shiesty, who turned himself in and faced charges involving armed robbery, aggravated assault with a firearm, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and theft. At that point, his bond was then set, and I have to assume that this was some kind of joke between the police and the justice system, but his bail was set at exactly $30,000. Considering how quickly Shiesty then posted bail, he must have had a spare Louis Vuitton bag at the crib because he was out of there quick. He also lawyered up and got the best of the best, Bradford Cohen, who has represented the likes of Kodak Black and YNW Melly in the past.
My name is Brad Cohen. I'm a criminal defense attorney from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
That kind of legal advice does not come cheap, but the fact that Pooh Shiesty can afford it should give you some sort of idea of just how far he's come over the past years and how healthy his bank account is looking these days. Alright, I think we'll bring this video to an end right here. What did you guys think of the rich life of Pooh Shiesty?